To understand how politicians make easy profit from the stock market at your expense, you first need to understand what is insider trading, which is buying or selling a stock on the basis of material, non-public information about a public listed company. And that includes public servants and their associates who trade on confidential information they learn because of their positions inside the government. Stock trading on Congressional Knowledge Act of 2012 is the law that prohibits insider trading, the use of non-public information for private profit, including insider trading by members of the US Congress and other government employees. It was signed into law by President Barack Obama on April 2012. In any circumstances, the most money is made from the stock market when you are an early mover, meaning you are in a position that you know a soon-to-be public piece of info that most people don't know yet, or you know that info earlier than most people, then you act on it, buy early or buy low, and then sell it when the price goes up as others start buying later than you. The politicians who happen to be lawmakers, though, have an unfair edge over the rest of us. Normal people use time to make money. The pros use money to make money. Legends use positions of power to make money. Now, it is very likely that you don't really care. It won't bother you if someone that you don't even know make more money than you in the stock market, or even make easier money than you in the stock market. But what if I tell you these are the exact people who are making you lose money in the stock market? Do you care now? Is your blood starting to boil? Not rocket science, isn't it? In every investment transaction, for a stockholder to make money, a stock has to be sold to a buyer, otherwise there is no way for the seller to lock in any profit. And the buyer, someone like you, had to believe that the price that you are buying is still low enough now, so you profit in the future when the stock's price goes up. But what if you are actually being misled and manipulated up here by the seller of a stock or any other third party to think that way? Politicians come lawmakers can actually indirectly influence future prospects of any stocks of a publicly traded companies in the stock market. The higher their positions are, the more control they have in terms of making or changing the policy or the regulations that govern business operations of these companies, including things like fiscal policy, in which economic sectors the government is going to spend most money in its annual budget, and the monetary policy as well, whether say to hike or not hike interest rate, and also by when. As you know, future prospects and outlook directly affect stock prices. Even a lowly politician, lawmakers who have access to privileged information can create a significant unfair advantage between them and the rest of the stock investors like yourself. They are privy to regulatory issues or legal changes that any publicly traded companies are facing or going to face, and thus can buy early to maximize profit or sell early to minimize losses. Is this making any sense to you? If yes, click on the like button, and if you have found this explanation enlightening, yes, how about a tap on that like button? Also, if you still do not get it, do not be shy to leave your question or comments below. A great example is Nancy Pelosi, a member of the Democratic Party, currently serves as the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives. But her part-time job is an involuntary Wall Street mega influencer. Pelosi and her husband is like your dream team because her husband is a high-level investor. We'll call them venture capitalists. Remember the stock trading on Congressional Knowledge Act of 2012? It requires US Congress members to disclose financial transactions within 45 days, and thus Pelosi's investments are public knowledge. A peek into this disclosure report often reveals tens of millions of dollars of assets a year being traded by Pelosi's, largely in technology stocks, with annualized return of as high as 69% according to an estimate from the Nancy Pelosi portfolio tracker. Now, that's actually way higher than investing titans you probably already know like Warren Buffett, George Soros, or even Katie Wood. Now, here is the kicker. While US politicians and lawmakers are not obligated to provide an exact figures for all the values of their assets, Nancy Pelosi's wealth reportedly grew by an estimated 16.7 million in 2020, just as millions of people fell into poverty and struggled financially during the pandemic. Fanboys of Nancy Pelosi have highlighted her genius and her psychic ability when it comes to her stocks trades, like purchasing hundreds of thousands of dollars in Roblox stocks when the gaming company IPO in March 2021. Many were skeptical of the intrinsic value of a kid's video game stocks, but then the stock price doubled in value in 8 months' time. Now in July 2020, Pelosi somehow has the uncanny ability to read the market better than Oracle of Omaha by investing at least $1 million into computer chip maker Nvidia, which has seen its stock price triple in 18 months due to worldwide chip shortage. Now here's another kicker. The big techs could be collaborating with the lawmakers, politicians, to filter out what stays secret and what can be made public. See this, like they say, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Or in Malaysia, it's like, I help you, you help me. Now, knowing the dark, dirty secrets behind the stock market, what would you change in your approach making money from the stock market? Would you still only look at annual reports, do fundamental analysis, and even look at stocks price chart, technical analysis? Comments below and let me know. I reckon this is enough to show you why a US politician based halfway across the globe can cause you to lose money investing in Malaysia. We tend to look at people who make a lot of easy money from stocks and feeling like our stocks investing performance is something that we will never measure up. We may not feel good enough. We feel that we do not have what it takes. Now, what is really happening here is that you only fixate on the outcome and result and completely overlook what happens behind the scene. You miss all the dark info flow and the insider moves that is going on every second. Now, this is called the Swan effect. Now, a swan looks graceful and poised when you see them gliding through the water, but underneath, their feet is working like crazy. It's easy to mistakenly think easy money can come from the stock market, and then you beat yourself up when you are not where you want to be. Now, it is not like that. It does not happen that way. It takes a lot more than meets the eyes to reap consistent net positive returns from stocks investing. Subscribe and follow for the second episode. And when you love my video so much and sincerely want to support me by joining CF Lieu channel insider membership from as low as 10 ringgit per month. By the way, these are the related videos that covers the same topic and they will give you an aha moment in stocks investing.